Hello, everybody. Welcome to another first day game in the 2024 Demolition League. This is game number 4. Game number 4 was originally going to be scheduled Miami and Minnesota, but I decided to make that game 5. And we're going to make this game number 4. It is the Kansas City Royals against the San Diego Padres from Petco Park in San Diego. The first couple games has not turned out as good as I would like because of the walks and the strikeouts and whatever else. And maybe some of that is because I don't know the players, and when I create my lineups, I'm not creating the proper lineups that they need to optimize themselves. So what I did today for this game, or tonight for this game, is I went to the opening day 2024 real world games for both of these teams, and I used the lineups that they used on opening day. So these are the lineups that the managers chose, the real life managers chose. So hopefully I won't mess things up. All I can do is play it out and hope that it works out. The Petco Park, I said I was doing weather instead of just the regular ballpark effects. Good weather in Petco Park. It's always good weather in San Diego. Singles are 1 to 2 for lefties and righties. Home runs 1 to 11 lefties and righties. Right-hander Yu Darvish is on the mound for San Diego, and left-hander Cole Reagans is on the mound for the Royals. Like I said, these are the opening day starting pitchers and opening day lineups for both teams. All right, and what I have discovered. Hello, Ernest. Good to see you. I found a new toy this morning. If it's free, it's for me, and I'll take 3. That's my philosophy. But it's a free PDF editor. So what I did is I went into this score sheet that was blank, used the PDF editor, and dolled this up a bit. And since my handwriting is so bad, I decided to type the lineup so that you can see for sure, clear as day, who the lineups are and what their ratings are. Much better than what I could write out by hand. And then in this free space, I had room to put the benches and bullpens for both teams. So you can see at a glance who's available on the opening day roster for both teams. The little asterisks beside each of the players mean they either hit or throw left-handed. People without the asterisks hit or throw right-handed. If they're a switch hitter, there'd be a pound sign there, but there's no switch hitters in this game. All right, so Cole Reagans against Yu Darvish. Yu Darvish has a wild pitch rating of 5, a balk of 0, but he has a +5 hold rating. He's a +4, and Campusano is a +1 for an overall +5. Cole Reagans a -2 hold rating. He's a 0, but Perez is a -2. He does have a 13 wild pitch and a 0 balk. So that's going to get us going, and hopefully with these real world lineups, maybe we'll get a better game. I don't know. We're going to try. With 2024, you never know. Got our dice here. Oh, hello, Ernest, in case I didn't say hi to you. I'm trying to remember if I did or not. Trying to get everything together here. All right, so Yu Darvish will be facing, I think it's Michael Garcia, third baseman. I'm trying to learn the names. And pronunciations and everything. I think from all the players here, I think they're pretty self-explanatory about the last names. First names might be a little iffy, but I don't know. Hello, Alan. Good to see you. We're underway from San Diego. 4-10 for Darvish against Garcia. That's a catcher X on the very first play. Wouldn't you know it, we get an X check on the very first play. But that's okay. Nobody's on base, so there's no danger of a pass ball or anything like that. Campusano's a 4 E6. 4 and a 12 for a catcher. 4 and a 12 is a P/F, but nobody's on base, so we're looking at a foul out unless there's an error. He's a 6, E6, and these dice total 14, and what do you know it? There's a 14 right here under the E6 for a catcher. The only number there under the one base error is an E1. Unbelievable. P/F and an E1. Let's see if it's a foul or whether that's catcher drops a foul ball for an error, play resumes. Okay, so it is an error on a foul ball, and so Garcia gets a swing on the house as it's just strike 1. But we will record the error on Campusano. All right, so Darvish has to try again. 5-11 to the right-hander. That's a ballpark blast. It's 1, 2, and 11, but that's a 13. So a deep fly to left, one away. Good thing, because that arrow on the foul ball could have cost him a run right there. But he does get Garcia. So now that error is irrelevant. Hello, Tony. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. 5-10, ground ball shortstop X. That is, I don't know his first name, but his last name's Kim. Let me get the card on him. Hassan Kim, is that how you say it? Hassan Kim? Haesong Kim? Hassan Kim? Something or other. Kim, that's all I know. Kim is what we know around here. So Kim is a 2E16. 2-19, he'll get to it. That's an 11 for a shortstop under an E16. E16, there's no 11, so Kim will make the play. 2 down. 2 down, and that will bring up, yeah, I did this, Tony, so I have a PDF. I found a free PDF editor, and this is much bigger and easier to see than my chicken scratch, so I figured people can follow along a lot better this way, at least hopefully. Here's Vinny Pasquantino. Pasquantino, first baseman in this game. These are real lineups, not the ones I made up. These are actual lineups from opening day. 110, and that's a ballpark blast. That's a 1, 2, and 11. That's a 3. Vinny goes deep. Not Vinny Barbarino, but Vinny Pasquantino. He had 19 home runs on the real world, and he hits one right here against Yu Darvish. No doubt about it. Ballpark blast. Vinny Pasquantino. Pasquantino with a solo shot, and that'll bring up the veteran Salvador Perez. He's been around for about 10 years, I think. Darvish 3-11. That's a fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. But the Royals pick up a run on the home run from Pasquantino, and we go to the bottom of the first. It's Kansas City nothing, and San Diego coming to bat. Cole Reagans will step up, a left-hander for the Royals, and he'll be facing Xander Bogaerts. On the 24 season, Reagans was 11-9 with a 3.14 ERA, so very, very good considering it's 2024. Hello, Mr. Utah Mike, Sports Time Machine. Here's Bogaerts, 2-6 against the left-hander. That's a 1-2 home run, but that's a 14, so he will fly it to left, 1 down. And that'll bring up Tatis. Gave him the thumbnail, hoping it would give him some karma. 1-9, and it did not. He strikes out. So maybe it's anti-karma, as Reagans struck him out. 2 down. Here is Jake Cronenworth. 6'9", lefty on lefty. That's another strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Reagans. And that's going to do it for the Padres. They go away empty-handed. Go to the second inning, 1-0 Kansas City. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. So Yu Darvish back out will face MJ Melendez. Tim's probably familiar with at least Kansas City because they're in the same division that Cleveland's in. So he probably knows a lot of these names, but I know a few of them. 1-2 from Melendez is a ground ball first base C, and since Tim is here in his honor, it's a 3-1 put out on the ground ball C. As Cronenworth flips to Darvish, 1 away. Hello, Ernest. Espo, where have you been, my buddy? I haven't seen you in ages. I like the new set. I don't have the computer to go with it because I just bought the cards when they had the shipping sale on it. But the card quality is pretty good. It's much like 23, has the extra thickness to it. I'm got to learn the players because I haven't been watching the modern game all that long. So for now, yes, I'm enjoying it. But the first couple games were a little bit like I had 15 walks the other day, and with the Yankees playing who are they playing? Pittsburgh. That's it. Yes. All right. So Hunter Renfroe is up. He's been around a while too, I think. 2-7, and he's going to fly at center field. 2 down. Ernest, if I'm looking at my sheet and I look down at the chat, I see a name, I just say hi. I don't remember if I say hi or not. It's an instinctive reaction. Here's Adam Frazier. 3-5 for Frazier. Struck him out, and down goes Frazier. So he's out of there. And we go to the bottom of the second. No score. Or, I'm sorry, 1-0 Royals. What am I thinking about? Vinny would be upset I took his home run away from him. All right, here's Manny Machado. Know about Manny Machado, former Oriole. Uh, 3-7 for Machado against a lefty. All these hits in column 3, and he found a fly to center. Go figure. But it's on a 7, and that's why it's so heavily weighted. If you saw my Strat-O-Matic Good, Bad, and Ugly video, I talked about how the cards are weighted, and those number 7s are what comes up most often. All right, here's, I guess it's Ha-Seong Kim. 1-7, and that's a walk. Found another 7. This one under a 1, and Kim will walk. That's the first walk issued by Reagans. Now, Kim can get the lead on a 2-5 or a 12. Reagans is a -2 pitcher catcher hold rating. So if he gets the lead, it'd be a 1-15. So it's worth a gamble. 2-5 or a 12. And he gets the 5, so he will get the lead. He's a 19, being held as a 17. The -2 is a 15. T rating on Perez, though, is a 13. So if he get a 1, 2, or 3, it's a good chance he'll throw this away. But I still think on a 1-15, you can't give it to him. You got to throw through. And he did throw through, but it's safe. But there's no throwing error. So Kim steals second base. 1 away for Jurickson Profar. Switch hitter, batting right-handed. 3-6, and that's a fly ball center field B ? 2 down. Kim will hold. As Isbell has a -1 arm, there's no sense taking a chance. You're already in scoring position. So here's Luis Campusano, or Luis Camp. I'm not sure if it's Luis or Luis Campusano. He's in a clutch situation as well. In the clutch against lefties, he gains a hit on 3-5. Everything else, he's neutral. It's a 1-10. He grounds it to second, and that's going to be your inning. So nothing doing for the Padres. They get a runner, but that's it. We go to the third, and we got 1-0 Royals. Hello, Canadian. Good to see you. Nelson Velasquez due up for the Royals. He is their designated hitter. 5-3. Right, he's a righty. Fly ball left field X. We are looking at Profar. He's a 4-E1. 4 can be problematic. Well, the 12 will probably get him by, though. I think he'll escape with that. 4 and a 12. 4 and a 12, barely. 4 and a 12 is an F1. Anything else 11 or less, it would have been a single, but a 12 is an F1. That's an 8, and on the E1, the only way you make an error is a 3 and a 17, so he does make the play, and Velasquez is retired. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Kyle Isbell. And again, this was the Royals' opening day lineup against Minnesota in real world, so I didn't want to take the blame for making a bad lineup, so I decided to use their original lineup and go with it. 3-6 for Isbell, and he will ground to third. That's out number 2. Hello, Astro. Good to see you. 2 down from Michael Garcia. I'm not sure. I think it's Mike. I think I heard somebody say Michael one time, so maybe it's Michael Garcia. 1-8, and that's going to be a pop-up to short. That would have been a clutch hit if somebody had been in scoring position, but instead he just pops it up to Kim, and the inning's over. So far, a pretty clean game. Not a lot of walks, not a lot of strikeouts, and the 1 home run on the ballpark blast, and that's been it. All right, Cole Reagan's back out. He has fatigue of 6, and Darvish has a fatigue of 5. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's first name. I know his last name is Rosario. I don't think it's E-Guy. It's probably Egui. If anybody knows, or maybe I'll just have to go to YouTube and figure it out from listening to one of their games or something. I don't know how you pronounce E-G-U-I. But he's batting. He's the third baseman. 5-6. He is right-handed. 1 to 4 is a triple, but that's a 15, so he flies to left. So no matter how you pronounce it, he's out. 1 away. And that's going to bring up Jose Azocar, center fielder. 4-3, right-handed. Ground ball first base X, that's Pasquantino. He's a 4-E3. 4 to 9. We'll see if he can get to that. I think he can, but you never know. 4 and a 9. He does, because it's a pound sign, but nobody's on base to be held, so he's freed up to make that play. That's a 15, and he's an E3. E3, there's a 15 right here. So even though he got to it, he will make the error. He is an a 3 rated error, and 3 and a 15 right there. So he was trying to shuffle off to Reagan's, but lost control of it before he had a chance to do so. And that's an E3. Now both teams have committed an error, and Azocar is on first base. He's going to try to obtain the lead, 4, 5, or 6. That's a 4. He takes the lead, or he gets the lead. Again, 17 for being held to 1 to 15 once again. And this time he got caught stealing. Wow, on a 20. That's amazing. So Azocar is out of there as second baseman Frazier put on the tag, and just like that, 2 outs, base is clear. And that rally seems to be snuffed out. Here's Bogaerts. 6-5 for Bogaerts against the lefty Reagan. Bogaerts a right-hander. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Bobby Witt. He's a 1. We know he's going to get to it. We're looking at E16. E16 and a 14. That's interesting. And look at that. E16, the only number in the one base error is 14, and we just found it. Second error of the game on Kansas City. Second error in the inning, as a matter of fact, as Witt boots it. And now Bogaerts going to try to get the lead. 2, he cannot get the lead. So he will hold, and here's Tatis. Struck out his first time up. That's a 6-9, and he will strike out again. Third strikeout for Reagan's, and that's going to end the inning. So at the end of 3, it is still 1-0 Kansas City. Hello, Robert. Good to see you. 1-0 Royals on the Pasquantino home run in the first inning off the ballpark blast. So here's Yu Darvish. He'll be facing Witt, Pasquantino, and Perez, heart of the order. You're seeing Egg. Let me get Rosario back out. Let me get his card out of here again. All right. We need ID. Where's ID Jester when we need him? He would be good at pronouncing these names, I'm sure. All right. So you're saying Egg E. Let's see. Egg. Like GIF. Even with that explanation, Tim, I still don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to have to go to YouTube and just figure it out. I should have done that ahead of time, but I just figured I'd call him Rosario. Wouldn't even use his first name. So anyway, here's Bobby Witt. 6-8, and that is a strikeout. And that is strikeout number 2 for Yu Darvish. Eggy, is that how you pronounce it, RJL? Eggy? Okay. Eggy. We'll go with it. Eggy. Eggy. Okay. I got to get used to that. Okay. Here's Pasquantino. He homered his first time up. 5-10. This time he grounds it to short for Kim. Kim's a 2E16. 2-10, he'll get to that. E16 and a 12. There's a 14. We just had the 14 error on Witt last time, so you knew 12 was okay. So Kim will take care of Pasquantino. And now the old guy, the old veteran, Salvador Perez, to the plate. Eggy, okay. 1-7, and that's going to be a strikeout. Third strikeout for Darvish, and that will end the inning. So nothing doing there. We go to the bottom of the 4th. And it'll be Cronenworth, Machado, and Kim. And Robert or anybody else, in case you're wondering about this overly elaborate score sheet, I stumbled across a free PDF editor, and so I decided to play with it today. And so I thought, as bad as my penmanship is, if I type the lineup and the ratings and everything else, you guys can see it a lot better than if I'm trying to write it out. And so I played around with it and was able to do some maneuvering with it, and then decided down here, instead of having to wonder who's in the bullpen and bench, I was able to write these down here. And the people with asterisks are lefty hitters or lefty relievers. People without asterisks are right-handed. So I was just playing around this afternoon with that editor, and I also played around a little bit with an inside pitch Cincinnati Reds, putting the Reds logo on their cards. I've not tempted to try to do a split yet. That's probably an advanced level PDF editor thing. So, and I'm just a newbie. All right, here's Jake Cronenworth. 3-2 and against a lefty. It's a low max, and that's going to be an easy out. It would have been multiple outs, but it took a while to get all this set up. Now that this framework is set, when I go into another game, I just take out I just swap out people, but the format's all set up, so I'm all good with that. I shaped everything and sized everything, and now it's just a matter of changing colors and logos and the player names and the player ratings. But the initial thing here is all set. So it took me a while to get it the way I wanted it, and I'm not sure it's exactly how I want it, but it's the best I could do. I'm not technically savvy. 5'11" is a fly ball right field X. That's Renfroe. He's a 4E3. 4-9. See if he gets to that. Might be iffy. 4 and a 9 is iffy. That's a single. It will drop in for Machado. That's a 12, and Renfroe is a E3. Is no 12, but it is a single for Machado. And he will try for the lead. Needs a 5, though. He's not going to get it. So, all right, here is Ha-Seong Kim, or Hae-Sung Kim, or whatever. Just call him Kim. 6'9", and he strikes out no matter how you say it. That's the 4th strikeout for Ragans, and that'll bring up Jurickson Profar. Switch hitter batting right-handed. And the white die got stuck again, so we're going to re-roll because my rule is they all have to come out at the same time. All right, 2-5 for Profar will be a base on balls. And that is the second walk issued by Ragans. Profar, once again, can try for the lead. He needs a 6. Does not get the lead, so he'll stay there. And Campusano, he can't take. What am I doing? My child, Kim's in front of him. What am I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking there. Good thing I can get the jump, huh? Here's Campusano. 4-8, and that's a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. 5th strikeout for Ragans. And it's still 1-0. So this is my kind of game. This 1-0 thing is a lot better than what the game was with the Pirates and the Yankees, where it was getting way out of hand early. This is more to my palate. Here's MJ Melendez, left fielder, 1-8, and he will ground it back to Darvish. 1 away. For Hunter Renfroe, he's been around the block. Know that name. 3-7, and it's a 1-19 single, so base hit for Hunter Renfroe. Only the second hit by the Royals. The only other hit was the home run from Pasquatina. Renfroe, does he have anything to steal? No, he's not a base runner. He stole 1 base, got caught once, so he's not going to try anything. Here's Adam Frazier. Frazier struck out his first chance. 1-11, and that's a split on the super advanced. 1-2 was a single. That's an 8, so he lines it to second, where it is snagged by Bogarts. 2 down for Nelson Velasquez. And he is the designated hitter in this game. Flew to left his first chance. 1-2 against the right-hander. He's hit by pitch plus injury. Hit by the pitch plus injury. So we're going to roll in the injury chart and see what happens. And according to the injury chart for a batter, 1-4, he stays in the game. Anything else, he's got to leave. 1-4. He's got to come out of there. So Velasquez is injured, and the Royals will have to go to their bench. And as you can see, they have Fermin, who is a backup catcher, so we're not going to use him. Darian Blanco, who runs very well, probably most likely got to be a pinch hitter. Hampson or Lofton. So we're going to go with Dayron or something Blanco. I guess it's Dayron. D-A-I-R-O-N, Dayron Blanco. You got me. Dayron Blanco is going to come in, and he will be the new DH. Dayron Blanco, he runs at a 17, so that's much better than the 12. So runners at first and second with 2 outs for Kyle Isbell, and Velasquez will get the rest of the game off. In fact, we rolled a 17. So let's see here. That means 17 is an 8-game injury, but we're doing injuries in half because I'm basically doing just barely over a half of a regular Demolition League, which would normally be 54 games. I'm only doing 36. So he's going to be a 4-game. He's going to be out for 4 games. So I'll make a note over here that Velasquez will miss 4 games. And I will call up somebody from the minors to take his place during those 4 games so that Kansas City is not shorthanded. Hello, Cosmo. Good to see you. All right, so 2 on, 2 out. Kyle Isbell, your batter. Clutch situation. In the clutch, Isbell gets a hit on 3-9. Neutral everywhere else. Chance for the Royals to extend their lead. 1-4, and they won't do it. It's a fly ball to right field. Hauled down by Tatis, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And that was a fatigue inning for Darvish, so he's given up 2 things. He's still got some fatigue left in him, some endurance. But I'm maxing all starters at 6 innings on opening day, so 1 more inning for Darvish is all he's going to get anyway. And Reagans has 2 more innings to go. Here's Bogarts. Wait a minute, what is Bogarts? It's supposed to be Rosario. How did Bogarts get up there? He got out of turn here. It's supposed to be Eggy or whatever his name is, Rosario. 3-5, and he strikes out whatever his name is. 6 strikeout for Reagans. And that brings up Azucar. Reached on an error by Pascantino his first time up. 5-3, and that's a base on balls. 3rd walk issued by Reagans. And Azucar will try to get the lead. 4, 5, or 6 gets him the lead. And he cannot get it, so he will hold. And Xander Bogaerts, the batter. 2-9 against the lefty. That's a single, 2 stars. That'll put runners on the corners with only 1 out, and Bogaerts now can try to get the lead. Needs a 4 or a 5. Does not get the lead. He will hold. Infield now has to determine if they're going to play back for a double play or play in. They're going to play back for the double play. 2-3, and that's another walk, so it didn't really matter how they were playing. Now the bases are loaded. 4th walk issued by Reagans. And now the bases are loaded for Jake Cronenworth with only 1 out. Infield still looking for that double play. That's a 5-3, and that's a ballpark single check. It's only a 1-2. That's a 16, so he lines it to second base. And a big second out for Cole Reagans. And now it's up to Manny Machado in a clutch situation with the bases loaded. On a 1-12, he'll get a hit in the clutch that he wouldn't normally get. Everywhere else, he's neutral. That's a 5-11 right-handed fly ball right field X, and we're looking at the right fielder Renfroe. That 4 is sticking out like a sore thumb. That could be a problem. If he doesn't get to this, this could clear the bases. And a 4 and a 9 is not going to he's not going to get to that. That's going to drop in for a single 2 stars, I do believe. 4 and 9, yep, single 2 stars. Padres will take the lead Azocar will score. Bogarts will score. Tatis will go to third. And now we're checking for an error. That's a 10. And Renfro's a 3. So there's no error there, but it's a 2-run single off the bat of Manny Machado. And Padres now take a 2-1 lead here in the 5th inning. Machado, to get the lead, needs a 5. Does not get it. Brings up Kim. That's a 5-7, and that's a strikeout to end the inning, strikeout number 7. But the Padres strike for 2 as Mr. Machado, a 2-run single, clutch 2-out single, 2-out 2-run single, I should say. And the Padres lead it 2-1. Now Yu Darvish has a chance to get a win here on opening day for the Padres. This will be his final inning of work. And Mr. Garcia will lead off. 6-4, and that's a base on ball. So Darvish may not make it through the 6th. They're going to get the bullpen active. Let's see who's coming up for the. We got Pasquantino's a lefty. I think Melendez is a lefty too. Yes, he is. Let's see here. Pasquantino's a lefty. So yeah, so 2 out of the next. Well, we could go either way because I got a mixture of righties and lefties. But it looks like Matsui, a lefty, is loosening in the Padre bullpen. Matsui, and I think is it Yuki? I'm assuming it's not Yuki. It's got to be Yuki. I mean, it's Yukai, but I think it's Yuki Matsui. That's who's loosening in the bullpen for the Padres, a left-hander. That's why he's got the little asterisk there. He's left-handed. All right, so Darvish, one more base runner, and he will be fatigued. Garcia, let's see if he's going to try. He's definitely a good stealer. He stole 7 bases, got caught twice, so he's definitely going. And Darvish, that +5 hold looks awful juicy. So if he gets the lead, it's pretty much automatic. 2 through 5. Does not get the lead. He could still try without the lead. It'd be a 13 minus 4 being held a 9 plus the 5 would be a 14. But I hate to Yoki. Okay, thank you, Yoki. It's Yuki. Okay, Yuki. Thank you. Okay, that's what I thought. Yuki. Almost like an abbreviation for Bob Uecker. Yuki. All right. Almost like that mascot in Montreal, except it was Yuppie. This is Yuki, I guess. All right. So here's Bobby Witt. 6-7, and that's a strikeout. He has to give up one more batter to be tired, so that strikeout is good. That is strikeout number 4 for Darvish. Witt striking out for the 2nd time. And here comes Vinny. He's accounted for the only Kansas City run of the game, 1st inning home run on a ballpark check. That's a 2-8, and that's a single 2 stars for Vinny. Look at Vinny go. Runners are on the corners. Now Darvish is tired. He is tired. You got Perez a righty, Melendez a lefty, so they're going to let Darvish pitch to Perez, but Matsui will be coming in after Perez. Question is, what do they want to do? Pasquantino is no threat to run. They're going to play back for the double play. They'll try to turn 2 and get out of the inning. 6-5, well, that's not going to happen. 1-17 is a home run. That's gone. A 3-run bomb by the elder statesman Salvador Perez, and blame the Padre manager for leaving Yu Darvish in 1 batter too many. Mike Schilt, bad managing there. You won't see bad managing like that on that other channel, that's for sure. Well, that's going to do it for Darvish. He had a good outing until that inning showed up. So we can close the book on Darvish. He's going to go 5 1/3 innings. He's going to give up 4 runs, all earned. Hits 1, 2, just 3 hits. But the Royals made them all count. Actually, 4 hits. My bad, 4 hits. I didn't see a stray single down there. So 5 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 1 and hit a batter. and he struck out 4. So now Yuki Matsui is on. He is a -3 hold, so make that a -2 with the +1 from Capasano. But now it is all of a sudden a 4-2 Kansas City lead. And MJ Melendez, your batter. Hey, Prague, yes, you did. Lefty on lefty matchup, Matsui to Melendez. 2-7 pops him up to short. Out number 2, and that'll bring up Hunter Renfroe. Reagan's now has a chance to be the winner again. 6-4. Fly ball center field X. That is going to be Azucar. He's a 3E3. 319, he gets to it. E3 and 11 should be no problem. And is not. Okay, good play there by Azucar, but damage is done. 3 runs for Kansas City. They take a 4-2 lead. Darvish on the hook for the loss as of now. Cole Reagans is your winning pitcher record if the score remains as it is and San Diego fails to tie the score at any point. Reagans would get the win because he has pitched the obligatory 5 innings. This will be his last inning regardless because 6 innings is where I cap him on opening day. So here's Jerks and Profar. 1-6, and that's a single to left field for Profar. Profar is on, but down 4-2. They're not going to try to run. They will hold him on, but he won't go anywhere. And here's Camp Usano. 4-8. Struck him out. Strikeout number 8 for Reagans. And that'll bring up Eggy Rosario. (1-9) against the lefty is a 1-19 double. How about that? A double to, it's assumed to go to center field, but this has always interested me on Strat because it says it's assumed to go to center, but if he's out, it's to right. So am I to read into this? Do you guys read into this that says the double actually goes to right field? Tribe fan or anybody else that plays Strat a lot? If because it says by rule, if it's not mentioned, it's supposed to be assumed to center, but the alternative of an out is to right field, not to center field. So would you play it as a double to right, or would you stick to the double to center and not worry about this down here? I kind of read into right center field. Okay, all right, we'll call it that. That's a reasonable. That's why I went to you, Tim, because I know you're a reasonable man. All right, so it's a double to right center. We'll call it the center fielder, Isbell, coming over to make the play. He's a -1 arm. Profar runs at a 12, so down by 2 runs, they will hold him at third base. So second and third with only 1 out, and now bullpen action for the Royals because Reagans is getting in trouble here. So let's look at their bullpen and see who the better arms are. I'm looking for a right-hander, and I don't know these guys that are in the bullpen. They don't look familiar to me. So I'm going to go to the back of the card and see who has a decent card. Carlos Hernandez has a decent card. 0-1 with a 3.30 ERA, only pitched 30 innings, but that's okay. He's in the bullpen, so in case Reagans has to be removed, that's who they would go to, is Carlos Hernandez. Second and third, 1 out. Azucar, the batter. The infield is back. Hello, Midlife. Didn't see you sneak in there. All right, Reagans to Azucar. The infield, of course, is, like I said, is back. 1-5, and that's a single 2 stars. Doesn't matter where they are. Single 2 stars. Reagans is now tired, and 2 runs are going to come in. We got a tie game at 4. So this will be a bullpen game as neither starter, although Reagans could take the loss because he's responsible for Azucar. So Reagans will have to leave, and Carlos Hernandez will be coming on to try to keep the score where it is. So we'll close the book as best we can on Reagans. He's going to give up, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got him for 6 hits in 5 1/3 innings. He did walk quite a couple. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got him for 4 walks and 9 strikeouts. So far, 4 runs, but if Azakar scores, he's responsible for him. All right, now Azakar could get the lead here. Hernandez is a +9, so that's going to make a huge difference. So if Azakar can get the lead here, he's got a free base to steal. That's a 10. He does not get the lead. I think the name bullpen, if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe did it come from the Bull Durham at some point? I'm not sure the history on it, to be honest with you, but it may have come from Bull Durham, from the Durham Bulls or something. I have no idea. That's before my time, so I couldn't answer that question. All right, so Hernandez is going to face Bogarts. 5-6 struck him out. 2 down for Fernando Tatis. 2-9, and that's going to be a 1-2 home run. Anything else is a double. That's a 9. The double is assumed to go to center field. Azakar only runs at a 9. He was not being held. Remember, that's a misprint. He's not a 9. He's a 16. I don't know where I got 9 from. He's a 16. He was running. I don't know where I got the 9 from. He's a 16. He was being held. Makes him a 15. 2 outs makes him a 17. Center fielder arm is a -1. Is a 16. 1-16. They will try to score him. They're going to throw home, but Tatis is going to take third on the throw. And he's in there, and Tatis takes third on the throw, but they had to throw through. They couldn't just concede the go-ahead run. And now Reagans can take the loss. We can close the book on him. He's given up 5 runs. So he technically is the losing record, pitcher with the losing record right now. And Matsui is a pitcher with a winning record. So Tatis, the RBI double, puts the Padres in the lead again as they answered the 3 runs there with the 3 runs here. And here's Jake Cronenworth. +1.7 for Cronenworth. That's a 1-19 single. It's only 1 star, but when Tatis went to third on the throw, that's all he needed to score. So it is now a 4-run inning, 4-score inning for the Padres, as they now lead it 6-4. And here's Machado. 1, so it's a wild pitch chance for Hernandez. And that's a 7. It's a wild pitch, so that will move him up. He's in scoring position for Machado. 6-9, and that's bad news. 1-6, but that's a 15, so he caught a break. Fly to left, but an Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning gives the Padres a 6-4 lead as we head to the top of the 7th. That's going to be it for Hernandez. He wasn't very effective. He goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 2 hits and a run. No walks and a strikeout, so they'll have to figure out who the new pitcher is going to be. Padres will need a new pitcher. Most of these relief pitchers in this era of the current season are 1-inning guys, so you're constantly looking at replacements. So we're going to have Frazier, Blanco, and Isbell. So they will go with the other left-hander, Wandy Peralta, because we got lefties coming up for the Royals. So Wandy Peralta will be coming on. He's a -3 hold for a -2. And let's see, Matsui, 2/3 of an inning, gave up nothing. But he is the winning pitcher record right now. And Peralta will be facing Adam Frazier. That's Nick Anderson in the bullpen. The bench is over here. The bullpen's over here. That's Nick Anderson. I think he used to pitch for the Marlins. 5-7 Peralta against the lefty. It's a ground ball to second. And that's one away. Frazier, down goes Frazier again. He's 0 for 3. Here's Blanco. This is his first at bat since coming in for the injured Velasquez. 2-6, and he will line it right to first base to Cronenworth for out number 2, and that'll bring up Kyle Isbell. 6-8. That's a base on balls. And Isbell could think about running, try to get in a scoring position with 2 outs. Wouldn't be a bad move. 4 or 5, he would be a huge success chance if he makes it. And a 5 he does. So it's a 19, being held as a 17. -2 is a 15. 1 to 15. And he's in there, stolen base. So he's in scoring position where a single can bring the Royals 1 run closer. All right. And yes, I don't mind stealing when I'm behind. Hello, Chuck. That's how you get back in the game. Gotta take chances and be aggressive. Here's Garcia. Garcia 0 for 2 with a walk. 6-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Kim again, a 2E6. 2E6. 2 and a 12. We'll get to that. E6 and an 11. Shouldn't be any problem, I wouldn't think. E6, that's a 16 and 18, but no 11. So good play for Kim. And they will take care of the Royals here in the top of the 7th. That will be it for Peralta. He's a 1-inning guy as well. He goes 1 inning, walks a batter, gives up nothing else. And now the Royals will need a new pitcher for the bottom of the 7th. It's getting late, so I'm not going to worry about the take me out to the ball game stuff. I want to get this game moving along. So we need, let's see who's coming up for the Padres. Machado, Kim, Profar, and Camposano. So probably looking at another right-hander. And since he was brought up, we'll go ahead and bring in Nick Anderson. Why not? Nick Anderson, 3-1 and a 4.04 ERA with a save. So Nick Anderson will be coming on to pitch for the Royals here in the bottom of the 7th. Nick Anderson, he's a 0 hold. So it's a -2. All right, he'll be facing Kim, Profar, and Campusano. 3-2, and that's a Lomax to third base, but nobody else is on, so just the 1 out. 1 away, and that will send up Mr. Profar, who will now turn around bat left-handed. 4-6, lefty is a ground ball to second. Easily handled by Frazier, 2 down. And here comes Campusano. 2-5, and that's a 1-12 double. That'll be a 2-out double for Campusano. And now the Padres have a chance to get something done with Rosario coming up. Campusano will not be held at second. Clutch situation for Rosario, but he's not very good against the righties. Very interesting. As a right-handed hitter, this is very reminiscent of what left-handed hitters are like. He faced lefties 68% of the time, only right-handers 32% of the time. He does not have a hit against a right-handed pitcher. So I don't have his splits in front of me in 53 at bats, but he must not have faced him very often. Let's see. Do the Padres want to make a move? They could go to Tyler Wade, put him at third base, and pinch hit. That's what they're going to do. He's a better defender anyway, so it's a good time to do it. We're in the 7th inning. We can make moves. So Tyler Wade is going to come in for Rosario. Tyler Wade, he will pinch hit for Rosario and stay in the game to play third base. Tyler Wade. I'm not sure I hope Brian B's all right. I haven't heard anything from him. Has he been in RJL's stream or anybody else's stream? Is he boycotting me for some reason? I don't know. Or I hope he's all right. I hope it's not done any problems or anything. All right, so clutch situation coming up here for Wade. That's a 4-6, and that's a ground ball to second to end the inning. So Nick Anderson pitches a scoreless 7th inning. Does give up a double, but nothing else. and keeps the score at 6-4, keeps his team in the game. So Tyler Wade will now be the new third baseman for the Padres. And now the Padres will need a new pitcher. And they're going to be facing Witt, Pasquantino, and Perez. So they're out of lefties, so they got to go to righty. They got no choice. But I think you'd want to go to righties anyway because you got righties coming up. So they will go to, who's got a good relief outing here? They're going to go to Jeremiah Estrada. Jeremiah Estrada, 6-3 with a 2.95 ERA and a save. Sounds like a good setup guy to me. So Jeremiah Estrada will be the new pitcher for the Padres. He's got a -3 hold, so that makes him a -2 as well. And we got Witt, Pasquantino, and Perez. Hello, Jeremiah. Good to see you. 2-6 to Bobby Witt, and he pops it up to third. Easy play for the new third. I tell you, bring in a new player to play a position, and the ball will find you. We just brought in Wade at the top of the inning. The first at bat is a pop out to third. It's uncanny how that happens in Strat and in real world both. All right, here is Vinny Pasquantino. He's 2 for 3 with a home run. 4-9, and he's going to draw a base on balls, so they didn't want to pitch to Vinny. Vinny will hold. The tying run is now at the plate in the venerable Salvador Perez, who just homered his last time up, a 3-run homer. So Estrada has to be careful. (2-6), and that's trouble. 1-5 is a double, 6-20 is a single. It's a single 2 stars, and that's going to put runners at the corners. And back comes Kansas City. And so far, this is the best game out of the 4 games I've played in the 2024 season. This one, to me, by far is the most entertaining and the best played out and closest and everything else. So here's MJ Melendez. The runners are on the corners, 1 out. Perez not being held. Padres playing back for the double play, and that would get them out of the inning. 5-2 struck him out. Big strikeout for Estrada. 2 down for Hunter Renfroe. Yes, I am, Brock. He's faced 4 batters, but I don't plan on taking him out. He's a good pitcher according to his card. I mean, he's got a 2.95 ERA. That's better than what they got in the bullpen pretty much. So, except maybe the closer, but I'm going to give him every opportunity to get this last out. Hunter Renfroe. I don't guess we want to pinch hit with anybody on the bench for the Royals. I don't think they have much. Renfroe's 229 hitter, though, so let me check the batters that are on the bench for the Royals. They might need a better hitter. Lofton, 189. He's not the answer. Hampson's 230, so you might as well stick with Renfroe. He's pretty much going to be just as good as anybody out there. All right, Renfroe in a clutch situation against Estrada. In the clutch, he gains a hit on 1-9 and 2-7, so maybe it's good to have him out there in a clutch situation. That's a 5-3, and it's a ground ball first base. X Cronenworth, a 2-8. Trying to get this out of the inning. 2 and a 5. That's iffy. 2 and a 5 with Perez at first. They were not holding him on, so he keeps the full range of a 2. 2 and a 5 is a G3 pound. If they had been holding the runner, that would have gotten through for a base hit, but he was not holding the runner. So it's going to be a nice play there. 6, and he is an E8. But there's a 6 right here under the E8. There's a 1 base error right here on Cronenworth. I'm sorry, that's a 7, not a 6. I went to high school math, public school, so I should know that, right? So it's an E8 and a 7, not a 6. So it's not going to be an error. He will get to it. He will field it and flip to Estrada covering to end the inning. I did misread it, but at least I caught myself. So that's going to end the inning. Estrada, 1 inning, a hit and a walk and a strikeout, nothing else. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 6-4 San Diego. And now the Royals will need a new pitcher for the bottom of the 8th. And we'll see who they decide to go to. It's Azocar, Bogarts, and Tatis. So I would think you'd want a right-hander. At least I would think so. Azukar is, yeah, they're all three right-handed batters, so seems to be a no-brainer. You would go for a right-hander. They're going to go to this guy. I've never heard of him before, John Schreiber. Schreiber. It looks like Schreiber to me, so that's what I'm going with. Schreiber. EI. Schreiber is a -1, and he's a -2 for -3. So Schreiber will be on to face Azukar, Bogarts, and Tatis. Here in the bottom of the 8th of a 6-4 Padres lead. Azukar against Schreiber, 5-7. Ground ball, second base X. That is Frazier. He's a 3E11. 3 and a 6. I think he'll be okay with that. 3 and a 6. Yes, he will, because nobody was on base. And that's an 11, and he is an E11. 11 and 11. There is no 11 and 11, so it's a good play for Frazier. And there's one away. And back to the top of the order for Bogarts. He's 1 for 4. Single and a run scored. 3-8 for Bogarts. He's going to ground it to third, where it is handled by Garcia for 2 down. And now that's going to bring up Mr. Tatis. Base is clear. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. I believe he got an RBI in there somewhere too. 6-4. 6-4. Schreiber, right-handed, is a base on balls. So Tatis going to look to get the lead, 4 or a 5. Does not get the lead. He will hold. And Cronenworth with a chance to do something. He's 1 for 4. 5-11 left-handed. Ground ball first base X. They were holding Tatis. So Pasquantino now changes to a 5E3. That could be problems. Definitely a 5 and a 3 is definitely a problem. That's a single 2 stars. That will move Tatis to third. Now we're checking for an error. He's a 3. That's a 14. First baseman, 3. There's a 15 there, but no 14. So at least it was not an error. But it is runners on the corners and 2 outs for Manny Machado, who is 2 for 4. Schreiber trying to get out of this, keep his team in the game. (111), and that is a ground ball first base C, so Pasquantino will get to it, flip to Schreiber covering, and they get out of the mess. Schreiber goes 1 inning, gives up a hit and a walk, nothing else. No strikeouts, no runs. We go to the 9th, last chance for the Royals. It is a 6-4 ball game, so it is a save situation. So we will bring in their closer. And now I got to look at the cards and see who their closer is. I want to say it's Suarez, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Suarez had 36 saves. 9-3, 2.77 ERA, and 36 saves. So Suarez it is, coming in and pitch the top of the 9th. He is a -5 hold, so it's a -4 to keep Kansas City in check on the base paths. And leading things off will be Frazier, Blanco, and Isbell. That's the 3 he'll face. Bottom portion of the order. Suarez, the right-hander, 5'8". Frazier, the lefty, struck him out. Suarez comes in and strikes out Frazier. Here comes Blanco. 6'5", and that's a ground ball shortstop X to Kim. 2E16 for Kim. Hello, ID. 216 for Mr. Kim. 2 and a 15, he'll get to it. A 10 should be no problem on an E16, you would think. Yep, no problem for Kim. He makes the play, 2 down. Padres 1 out away from wrapping up this game on their opening day against the Royals, going to 1-0, tying the Yankees, the Oakland A's, and tying the Oakland A's and the Yankees for first place at 1-0. Here's Kyle Isbell. Let's see, do we pinch it for Isbell? He's a 229 hitter, but they just don't have much on the bench, so got to stick with him. 6'7", left-handed, ground ball second base X. We're looking at Bogarts. 3E12 will finish it off. 3E12. 3 and a 3, that's trouble. 3 and a 3 for a second baseman. And that's going to get through for a base hit. That's an 8, and he's an E12. There is no 8, but it is a single for Kyle Isbell, and that will bring the tying run to the plate. Isbell could get the lead, but his run is not important, so they are not going to take any chances, particularly with a -4 hold rating. So now the top of the order, Garcia, he's due. He only hit 231, but the Royals had him leading off on opening day, so that's why I have him. And we'll see if Suarez can wrap up and get the save. 5-8, he does. It's a fly ball to left, and Profar puts it away, and that will do it. The Padres hang on and win it over the Royals by the score of 6-4, and we'll get the totals. Suarez, 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, nothing else with a strikeout. He gets the save. The win goes to Matsui. He's now 1-0. The loss goes to Reagans, the starter. That inherited runner scored, let in by the bullpen, and that cost him. So for Kansas City, 4 runs. I've got him for 6 hits and 2 errors. For the Padres, 6 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. And so that was a much better game for 2024 season cards. The first 2 games had me worried. This one much, much better, much more to my liking, and a much more enjoyable game, in my opinion, than the other 2. Thank you, Prague. I had extra room here, so I figured what the hey. That way, if you're watching, you can kind of manage along with me because you know who's available and who's not. Not that I know who half these guys are. I just put them down there. But you can tell like how many lefties they have left, how many righties they got left, and all that stuff. And doing this is much better than my chicken scratch. You can read this a whole lot better. It's bigger, easier to see on video, and much better than my chicken scratch for sure. So there you go. Now, I've already done the score sheet for the other game, Minnesota-Miami. It is by hand because I was pre-doing that at the end of the game, the Yankee game last night. So that game will not look like this. That'll go back to the old way because I've already done the score sheet that way. So might as well use what I've got. But Game 5 will be Minnesota and Miami from Target Field. That'll be Pablo Lopez for the Twins against Jesus Luzardo for the Marlins. But tomorrow morning, it will be the Kansas City Royals. I'm sorry, not the Kansas City Royals. It'll be the Oakland A's hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. Jimmy Key, who is 7-0, will be going for win number 8. And he'll be trying to beat old Moose Haas and the Oakland A's at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. That'll be tomorrow morning. And not sure the time, but sometime tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow evening should be the Minnesota-Miami game. And of course, during the day tomorrow, I will probably go back and do some more tinkering with the PDF editor and see if I can have any more fun messing around with that. And hopefully be able to do something constructive with that. It was free, so like I said, if it's free, it's for me, and I'll take 3. That's my philosophy. So I do thank you all for spending part of your Monday evening with me. Hope you had an enjoyable time watching Strat-O-Matic 2024 season. Cards are, like I said, the cards are pretty sturdy. Compared to Strat-O-Matic cards, these are sturdy. Compared to inside pitch cards, no, they're not sturdy. But for Strat-O-Matic, these are good cards. They're not like 1976. 1976 is like paper mache, but these are pretty good. So no complaints about the 24 cards at all. And there were a lot of them. And I got tons of extra players. All right, Cosmo, I'm certainly thank you for being a part of the chat and being with us. And I had a blast too. It's much more fun. It's ironic when I first started doing YouTube and first started playing Strat-O-Matic and other things, I was much more comfortable playing offline than I was online. Now it's almost the opposite. When I go down to sit down and play and there's no video going or stream going, I feel kind of weird. So I guess that's a good thing. I don't know, but yeah. So once I get through the Minnesota-Miami game, that will have shown every team once. Then for game 2, I'm going to pick one of the 5 to show on the stream. The other ones I'm going to play offline because I want to get this completed in a timely manner, and the fastest way for me to do that is to do it offline. So the way this game went, I might come back and revisit San Diego and Kansas City again for game 2. That's a highly possible thing. So we'll have to wait and see what Miami and Minnesota bring. So, the interaction is definitely fun. I mean, the reason I hated to do it prior was because I didn't have a webcam. I was using my phone, and the autofocus kept screwing up. And now that I've got this, the webcam is not that great, but it's better than what I had. So now it's much more easy to just tie it right in and stream, and I'm good to go. So I'm still late to the party on high tech, that's for sure. I'm low tech all the way. Low speed, high drag, that's me. So that's the way I was in the Army. I don't know how I made it through 3 years, but I did without getting kicked out or whatever, or shot, or whatever the case may be. But I made it somehow. That's all that mattered. But when my 3 years was up, I was like, I'm going home. So that's the way it was. All right, so there you go. Tomorrow morning, and I did up the sheet for tomorrow morning the same way I did this one because I was practicing with both of these. So if I can find it, I will show it to you. Assuming I can find it. That's a big assumption sometimes. Huge assumption to think that I can find stuff when I want to find it. Because things have a way of disappearing around here. I put them down somewhere and I lose track of them. Could be old age. It could be anything. Let's see here. See if I can find this. It should have been right here. But like I said, with the Miami-Minnesota game for tomorrow night, I had already done this score sheet last night as I was wrapping up the Yankee game. So that, obviously did not, I don't have a, redone on that one. And that one's not as played. That one I made up my own lineup. So that's probably part of the problem is I'm making bad lineups causing bad games. So maybe I just need to improve my lineup making. Maybe that's the genesis of the whole thing there. For some reason, I cannot find what I need to find. And I don't know why. It was just there in front of me not too long ago. For the snake had bit me, probably. And now I can't find it. Who the heck knows? It could have gone anywhere. Of course, when the stream is over, I'll find it right away. That's the way these things usually work. Unless it went down here. I don't think it went down there. No. I don't know. I don't see it anywhere, so we'll just forget about that, I guess, and not worry about it. You'll see it. So I got to find it for tomorrow morning if I don't play the game, though. So that I do have to do. So we'll have to figure out where it went before tomorrow morning so I can have it to play the game. Unless I guess I could always print it out again, but I'd rather not. I'd rather do what I already have. I got so many papers here, it's not even funny that I'm going through. So let me see if I can find it real quick before I call it a end of a stream here. What did I do with it? I have no idea. That's what I get for not paying attention. Oh, well, it happens. I got all night to find it, I guess, before tomorrow gets here. That's what counts. It's being able to find it before the game actually starts. That's all that matters. I'm not seeing it anywhere else around in here. So I hate when I'm sure that does not happen to anybody else, where you have something, you set it down, and hour later you look for, oh, here, it fell off the edge of the thing. That's what happened to it. I had it on a stack of stuff and it fell off. So let me find what I was doing here so we can get ready for tomorrow morning for the A's and the, here we go. Is this it? Yeah, this is it right here. Here we go. That's what I have ready for tomorrow morning. The Blue Jays and the A's. As you can see, it'll be the game 237 played on May 16th, 1987. Got the ballpark effects, got the benches and bullpens, very much similar to what we had tonight. Jimmy Key enters the game 7-0 with a 1.27 ERA. Moose Haas enters 0-2 with 11.57. So it looks like a mismatch, but that just means Oakland will probably win the game. That's just the way these things work out. Hey, Dr. D, didn't see you sneaking in there. But Toronto's 20-11, Oakland 20-13. Both Oakland's leading the West by 3 games over Chicago. Toronto is a game and a half back of Milwaukee, who won this morning over Kansas City. So Toronto has to win to keep pace, and they got a good chance with Jimmy Key, their stopper. He's the one that's going to be ready to go for them. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put Kansas City and San Diego back in their respective envelopes so they can be retired until the next time I need them. And like I said, tomorrow morning between 8:30 and 9, somewhere in that neighborhood, we'll have the Toronto-Oakland game from 1987. Game number 237 on the 1987 replay. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road. Have a good night, everybody.